Hello, everyone. Welcome to a little bit of woo woo. I'm Jill Thomas. This week, I'm going to give a predictions video for the next couple of weeks. I do see a lot of shifting happening for a lot of people. First thing I want to say is that probably 90% of my reading clients are coming in right now with some kind of financial concern. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about their partner's jobs. They're worried about the economy in general. These are legitimate concerns. I think a lot of people are figuring out that the stories the media has been telling us aren't completely true. And if you really look at some of the data, you actually dig into the numbers, you can see or feel that things are worse than what we're hearing on the media. You're right to be concerned, but I will say I have also heard a lot of clients who got caught up in this idea that they weren't going to be able to get a job if they lost their job because, some TikTok story about sending out 1,400 resumes, not even getting a phone call. That kind of thing does happen, but I've had several clients who got new jobs pretty quickly. Some of them were a little creative. Some of them reached out on LinkedIn. Some of them just applied to companies that weren't actually posting jobs. It's just that I want to work for this company. I'm just going to send them a resume and see what happens. So we're going to be seeing more of that. Don't let yourself get caught up in that idea, though, that if something happens, you won't be able to replace what you have. I am seeing a lot of people getting some really sweet jobs, some really better positions after being laid off and getting a pink slip and getting a decent severance pay. So don't get too caught up in that. It is very easy to allow yourself to start to sink into feeling poor because you're watching other people have these experiences when it's not your experience. And that poverty consciousness does have a way of drawing in more of what you're not wanting to have. So when I've talked to my spirit guides about what's going on financially, with a lot of people being a little too close to the edge financially in general, I always hear kind of the same thing. You do need to come up with 3 solutions to your challenge. So the immediate solution, what can I do right now to get myself closer to safety? What change do I need to do in this moment? And then there's the other change that's going to pay off in about a year. Maybe if you own a business doing more social media, I can tell you that does take a while. Making adjustments to the offerings that you're having and making changes that'll ensure more financial stability, but some of those things don't pay off right away. And then there's the changes you need to make that will pay off more in 5 years down the road. This is going to be things like investment strategies, things like overall being more careful and more mindful of where every penny goes. That takes some time. I will also say along those lines, you do want to try and do this in a creative way. I've found over the years, personally and professionally, that if you can make it fun, your chances of having success go way, way up. If you can somehow make it playful, do it in the spirit of play. My cat wants to say hello. Then you are going to be a lot better off. The other thing I want you to keep in mind too, and I've heard this before from my guides, is that a lot of what happened in 2007, 2008, 2009 is going to be repeating. So you are in a lot of ways being given a chance to make new decisions, to make different choices, to make a different road. Try not to do what you used to do, because in reality, we've all changed. What happened in 2020 to 23 changed us all. And you're going to need to do things in different ways because the old ways just plain aren't working. Anxiety, anyone? Lots of clients with anxiety right now. I can assure you that a lot of what has happened with the solar flares is really affecting a lot of people. There's a lot of anger out there, a lot of these weird outbursts, even at the grocery store. It was just bizarre. I just saw somebody yelling at someone because they said no when they asked them for money. Just allow yourself to be in a calmer place as much as you can. Know that if you're feeling this anxiety without any real cause, it's not really you. It's kind of what's going on in the collective. A lot of those of you who are watching this are intuitive, or you wouldn't be interested in a show about intuitive stuff. Intuitive people are going to be hitting it maybe twice as hard as everyone else, but in a lot of ways, we have an easier time too, because many of us have the tools to know what to do when things get anxious like that. I would just say, go back to the idea that it really isn't you. I'm also getting that will calm down in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So if you can just allow yourself to sort of live through it, do a lot more self-care, it will be easier. The other thing I'm seeing too with jobs, I just want to go back to the job thing. I kind of skipped something. A lot of people are having these rather advantageous situations at work where somebody is getting laid off, or several somebodies are getting laid off, and now they're getting a promotion. So I wouldn't see every little adjustment to people's employment status as being a bad thing. I'm seeing a lot of people getting something just so much better than they had before, and maybe feel a little guilty about that. I've experienced that one myself. I would also say too, what I'm seeing a lot of, and I talked about this in the last video. By the way, the last video I got dinged from YouTube. I said some things I'm not supposed to say, apparently. So if you didn't see it, it's because it didn't end up on your feed. It's still up. I will put a link in the description. But I guess I'm not supposed to talk about politics. I won't get into it in case getting into it will ding me. But I will just say that what they said I did, I think it was looked at by an AI bot, because I don't really see it, but whatever. There's a lot of strife right now, a lot of conflict within. I'm seeing a lot of conflict within social groups, like your friends right now. People are having these weird little fights with their friends. It's just bizarre. I would say 90% of what I'm seeing in my readings clients is about financial worries. The other 10% is, I don't know why my friend Sarah's mad at me. So there's a lot of that, a lot of people sort of coming in and out of your life right now. You've changed, they've changed. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of people going through things. Just know that I feel like that will calm down in the next few weeks. But, maybe the landscape of your friendships might change. You may not have quite the same ones, and allow yourself to be in more alignment to new friends, new connections, people that are maybe a little bit more like you. Because again, people changed, and a lot of their friend circle didn't. So just know that could be part of the game. I mentioned this last week, but I know a lot of people didn't get to see that video. There will be a lot of moves this summer. I'm being told by my guides that a lot of those moves are kind of starting now. People are going and visiting places. They may not actually move until middle of summer, fall area, but they're going to start to get ideas about where they want to go, how they want to live. And I'm seeing a lot of very advantageous moves. Some people are downsizing, some people are upsizing, but I'm seeing some better prices. They're getting out of some leases or some rental situations where they were really paying too much and the market didn't adjust when the situation changed. And people are getting some deals. Basically, I'm seeing a lot of people getting deals, but I am being told that that's kind of happening now. So if you're feeling the urge to go explore a city that's 2 hours away, just go check it out. I know gas prices are going to be up and down all summer. It's not going to be any better later. So just go take these little trips. I do see a lot of people feeling kind of stuck in their life situation. And sometimes these little trips, these little explorations can really help you feel unstuck, because you're going to start to see other perspectives, other people's points of views, just other views. Get to see the ocean. If you haven't been there for a while, it's still pretty. I will say a lot of people are opening up intuitively right now. I've mentioned this before, but I'm seeing more of it now. A lot of people seeing like things in their house that just aren't there, people without bodies. It's not a bad thing, but it is just sort of telling me that the person who's seeing this needs to start exploring how to develop their intuition. We are needing to listen to our intuition more, because a lot of the news media, the things that we're hearing on the TV just aren't true. There's Itty Bitty. She wants to say hello. A lot of things we're hearing just aren't true. And a lot of people are feeling that they're being handed BS. Well, you know what? Maybe you are. So just allow for that and start to do things to grow your intuition. I am going to be doing a series of videos with some of the guests I've had on, showing you how to develop and grow your intuition. I'm going to be doing some of those videos myself, so look for that. Hopefully those won't get digged by YouTube too. So on that note, I will end. I hope you had a great week. I hope you enjoyed that. Just if you could just like it, or even just put a little word or two in the description, that really, or in the comments, I really appreciate that, because it helps the algorithm quite a bit. And I kind of need as much help as I can get right now. So thanks, guys. And if you have any questions, put those in the comments too. Maybe I'll do that next week. Thanks. Bye. Have a great week. Bye, bye, bye.